Good morning, students. In the last class, we had read about the three types of mountains. Today, we will read about the importance of mountains and about the plateaus. So, mountains are very useful. The mountains are a storehouse of water. Many rivers have their source in the glaciers in the mountains. Reservoirs are made and the water is harnessed for the use of people. Water from the mountains is also used for irrigation and generation of hydroelectricity. The river valleys and terraces are ideal for the cultivation of crops. Mountains have a rich variety of flora and fauna. The forests provide fuel, fodder, shelter, and other products like gum, raisins, etc. Mountains provide an idyllic site for tourists. They visit the mountains for their scenic beauty. Several sports like paragliding, hang gliding, river rafting, and skiing are popular in the mountains. So, children, we just saw so many useful benefits of mountains. So, firstly, mountains are a storehouse of water. See, children, there are glaciers on the mountains, and many rivers originate from these glaciers. Like in Himalaya, you have Gangotri Glacier, and the river Ganga originates from Gangotri Glacier. Then it also has Yamunotri Glacier, and river Yamuna originates from Yamunotri Glacier. So in this way, mountains are a storehouse of water. Then children, there are reservoirs made in these mountainous areas, and the water that is stored in these reservoirs are used by the people for different purposes like drinking, cleaning, cooking, etc. Next, water from the mountain is also used to irrigate the fields and to generate hydroelectricity. Hydroelectricity means electricity that is generated through water. So, for irrigating the fields and for generating hydroelectricity, water from the mountains are used. Next, on the mountains, farming is possible near the river valleys, that is, the valleys formed by flowing of rivers, and by making terrace on the mountains, which is also known as terrace farming. So, both river valleys and terraces are ideal for growing crops in the mountains. Next, the mountains have a rich variety of both flora and fauna. Flora means plant life in a particular area, and fauna means animal life in a particular area. So many different species of plants and animals are found in the mountains. Then forests that are found on these mountains provide the locals with wood as fuel, with shelter, gum and raisins also. And lastly, the mountains also provide an idyllic site for tourists, means a beautiful site for the tourist. Since mountains are so beautiful, the tourists from all over the world are attracted and they come to visit, and then they also enjoy different adventure sports which the mountains offer, like paragliding, hang gliding, river rafting, skiing, etc. So children, these are the various usefulness or various importance of the mountains. Next we will study about plateaus. So a plateau is an elevated flatland. It is flat-topped tableland standing above the surrounding area. A plateau may have one or more sides with steep slopes. The height of plateau often varies from a few hundred meters to several thousand meters. So children, plateaus are also elevated. Elevated means they have height but they have flat land on the top. So plateaus are basically flat topped tableland. See children, they are just like the mountains, but the difference between mountains and plateaus is that mountains have conical peaks on the top, but plateaus, on the other hand, are flat at the top. That is why they are also known as flat topped tableland. Now, plateaus may have one or more than one sides with steep slopes. Steep slope means sharp slopes. And generally, the height of plateaus can vary from few hundred meters to several thousand meters. Means they can be from few hundred meters and they can go up to, their height can go up to several thousand meters also. Next, plateaus, like mountains, may be young or old. The Deccan Plateau in India is one of the oldest plateaus. The East African Plateau in Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda, and the Western Plateau of Australia are the other examples. The Tibet Plateau is highest plateau in the world with a height of 4,000 to 6,000 meters above the mean sea level. Now, just as how in mountains there were young and old mountains, in the same way, children, plateaus are also young and old. So, examples like Deccan Plateau in India, it is an old plateau. Then the East African Plateau in Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda, and the Western Plateau of Australia. All these are the old plateaus of the world. Then children, one example of young plateau is the Colorado Plateau of USA. That is an example of young plateau. Now, the Tibet Plateau is the highest plateau in the world and its height is from 4,000 to 6,000 meters. So that is the highest plateau of the world. Next, plateaus are very useful because they are rich in mineral deposits. As a result, many of the mining areas in the world are located in the plateau areas. The African plateau is famous for gold and diamond mining. In India, huge reserves of iron, coal and manganese are found in Chota Nagpur plateau. So children, here we are learning about the importance of plateau. So plateaus are also important because they are very rich in minerals. So they have a lot of mineral deposits. Our Chota Nagpur Plateau is also very rich in different kinds of minerals, like we get iron, coal, mica and manganese over here. So due to the presence of different minerals, many mining areas in the world are located in plateaus only. So we will find mining areas in the plateaus. For example, African Plateau is famous for gold and diamond mining. Then in India, the mining of iron, coal and manganese is done on Chota Nagpur Plateau. Then in the plateau areas, there may be several waterfalls as the river falls from a great height. In India, the Hundru Falls in Chota Nagpur Plateau on the river Subarnekha and the Jog Falls in Karnataka are examples of such waterfalls. The lava plateaus are rich in black soil that are fertile and good for cultivation. Many plateaus have scenic spots and are of great attraction to tourists. So lastly children, in plateau along with minerals we also find many waterfalls. Like in India, in fact in Jharkhand we have so many falls like Hundru and it is on river Subarnekha. Then we also have other falls in Jharkhand like Jona, Hirni, etc. And then in Karnataka we have Jog Falls. And lastly children, the lava plateaus have black soil. So the lava plateaus have black soil which is very good for the cultivation of cotton. So plateaus also have some great and beautiful spots that attracts the tourists from all over the world. So these are a few importance of plateaus. So with this children, our today's portion is over. Please revise the portion that is taught today, and about plains and landform and the people we will do in the next class. Till then, revise the portion, and thank you children.